So we've been screwing around with some of these connectors. I also went and got these solder suckers, a little bit of lead-free solder and then leaded solder. But I went and got these guys here. These guys are going to be a game changer because I'm going to be installing this air horn up here. And I still have yet to wire it in, but that's going to make it pretty freaking sweet. So we're slow and steady with this truck. That one we're waiting on parts, and then the mega cab we're waiting on parts. Parts won't be here till Friday for the mega cab. Alright, so we got it sprayed. It's pretty friggin' crusty. Like, I tried clamping it and getting it out. So you can see some new parts in here. That sensor is in there. That sucks. The solenoid, sorry, I called it a sensor. Yeah, that thing is in there. I have a spare I want to try, just to see if we can't get that code to go off. Guess it's unplugged now. Air filter can throw a map code, but not like that, because without it running, it'll pop right back on. So it's not that dirty. You can see on the sucker there, it's not that bad. I do want to get these things wired up. So we're going to do that now. Get that relay wired up, and then might pull the headlight to get a little bit easier access back there. So we'll see, because that way I can wire them up while they're there. And then we got these things. Like I said, these are going to be a game changer. I really like those. I'm going to start using the shit out of these. These are for, I think, up to 14 gauge, and this is 12 gauge, so we'll try to stuff that in there. Alright, so last night we did a test run of hooking these horns up. Here's the relay. Here is the positive for the horn, and then here's the negative. I put a temporary ground in here. I have ring terminals coming, so that's going to be temporary. But the way that they want you to hook it up, you want to short these two and then run it to positive. Unfortunately, that only works if you want the switch to be on the grounded side. I want it to be on the positive side, so we have to actually take off. I can't remember if it was 86 or 30, but one of these needs to get unhooked, and then I need to hook this to one of those, and then I'm probably going to splice this one into ground at some point. But obviously, like I said, ignore that. That's going to go. We have a distribution block coming, so any of these guys here, they're going to get distribution blocks. We're going to mount it like right on top of the battery. Free moving enough, loom everything, just put some sticky tape on that and make it look good. Go from there, and then this will go into that. Alright, so we just have it rigged up right now just to test if it works. And if it does, then I'm going to get this cut off, and I'm just going to put one of these little guys on the end there. See if she works. I'm not going to let it go too much. I don't want to disturb the piece. It is Sunday. Okay, it does work. I'm just going to leave it at that. Probably going to be, it'll be a lot louder if I actually lay on it, but I'm not giving it enough time to do that. So I'm going to get this all cleaned up. Probably work on that kink section there. If I can get some of that kink out, that'd be pretty cool. I have a longer hose if needed, but let's get this all cleaned up, loomed up, and I'm gonna heat shrink all of that. So I got the heat gun out, but my extension cord doesn't reach, so I'm waiting on a response, see if I can't use the neighbor's outside outlet. Like I said, this is where we're at. I'm gonna loom all this, make it look nice and pretty. Once, I don't know what I'm gonna do with this one yet. Probably just heat shrink that so that it's safe and weather protected, and then we're gonna loom this entire harness, all of this, and set it up in there. And it'll sit just like that. Like I said, we might go a little longer on this. I gotta figure that out. But besides that, I do want to get these guys done as well, and my reverse light bulbs. But I do have these guys, so I'm gonna get those put in. This is the right side. This will be this side here. If they even, hoping they fit. So we'll get those installed as well. And then we also have reverse bulbs. These go to this. And then, yeah, because these will go the whole way up. And then we also have these. So when we get the turn signal switchbacks, we'll have to get those installed as well. Here's what was in it. Old blown out bulb. You can see the connectors fell right out. So we'll get this plugged in, see if they work. There you can see the old one, or the new one versus the old one. This was the one that worked. So LED, everything. So we'll see how they are at night. There you go. Not that they do much, those do way more. The wiring was different, so what I did was I pulled this whole thing off, soldered the wires to the back there. I took them off the old one, cut them off because we don't need them anymore. And then we're gonna pop this bad Larry back on, trying to make it as perfect as possible. So glue that back on just like that because none of the clips are there. And then stuff this back in there. Didn't have to take the mirrors out, you can see right there. And then I got in here with one of these. Now, a lot of times these mirrors are easy to take off, but on these aftermarket mirrors, you can see on this one, that does not come out of there. How do I know? Because that truck had the same exact ones. And to pull the glass off, you have to break it out. Glue that back into place and then stick it in there. Kind of a pain in the ass, but I finally got it. Make sure we don't have any nicks or tears. Freaking wire we stripped down here. So, I finally got it through. Probably don't have to go this crazy. I took all the screws out, thinking that I was going to have to pull the front. But I got it all apart, didn't break it. So, now everything comes out here. It's just that one extra positive lead you have to run. On this side, you can see we have ground. We have the illumination light, which is going to get mounted to, run to that. And then we also have the positive for the turn signal, and then we have the positive for the running light. So I'm not gonna get this all wired up today, unfortunately, because like I do want to take my time to do it right. So we have the nice heat shrunk butt connectors on there. We're gonna build a harness. It's gonna come down, come through here, and then we're gonna run it correctly with the factory harness. So trying to do more and more perfectionist type shit, and I do read your guys' comments and like little nitpicky things here and there we're trying to do away with. So just something like that. This unfortunately is not like the best fit in the world. I do like that it has the come out like that, but it just, for one screw, it just doesn't, I don't know. I'm gonna get that all, like this side buttoned up. I'm gonna get the other side in and bring out the connectors, and then I'm gonna get, you know, wire like this. I need to order a thing of like, what's this, like 20, 22 gauge, some shit like that. This is the old one, had water in it, but I do think that this will look a lot better, especially with it illuminating. These will be run, I think we're gonna run them to the marker lights. Still waiting on a response for the heat gun, so I can do that. And then we're gonna loom all this, make it nice. And then that is good. I'm gonna, at some point, fix the previous owner's wiring. Once we get the switchbacks in, I'm gonna fix all this. So slow and steady. And then even though I went through and did all this nice, like even the amplifier in there, all of this I am going to, you know, we're gonna have the distribution block up here and whatnot. All right, here you go. There's that side. And then we'll come over to this side. You can see here's this side. So that guy, finally getting rid of that. So mirror is off. I'm gonna take the precautionary steps. We're gonna screw with this, get this mirror off. I am gonna have to take right here, I'm gonna take this off. We're gonna pop this guy out. First things first, put the mirror in that folded position. Bunch of clips and whatnot back here. This one had this thing here. The last one did not have it. Just chilling right there. So the reason you're gonna wanna do this is because you're gonna pull the wire out through here, put it down through here, and then I can't remember on the other side, but there's two clips on one side, I believe it's right here, and then there's one clip that you can pop out on this side. If you can't remember where the two clips are at, just remember those two go down towards the base of this, and then here's that big clip. You can just pull that right out. So, like I said, reason we're doing that is so that when I pull the wire down through here, I can route it out nicely. For the fun part, I'm gonna take this, completely screw up your adjustment, and unfortunately, the screw is way down in there, and these don't come out on this specific mirror. Now what I've been doing is I'll put a piece of tape around this to make it thicker, and my 7mm wrench I've kind of been getting in there to get that little screw right there. So now I'm going to cut this off as much as possible so that we can transfer it over to the new one here. That very thin wire. I did just order a whole bunch of spools of this. Got that one in and soldered really good. I feel like if you go too tight with that screw, it actually makes it so this doesn't fit right. So I might try to loosen it up. I don't know yet. I'm gonna get this thing routed down to where it belongs and show you how we Well, I'll show you the end result because it kind of makes it a pain in the ass. Ain't nothing to it but to do it. So we got her thrown through there and up through there. Now we can pop the back section back on. So there's a clip there, so you want that folded down. So clip that in, and then everything else just folds into place. There we go, nice and good. I just got to run that out through there. We can reinstall this mirror. This is about the time, obviously you can see, to install this. It will go, push all that in there. You can see where the two clip holes are. Bang, popped. Now, this is the part where I cut these 3 wires here and I put a nice little set. I really like these, but these little butt connectors here, and we're just gonna set them in the mirror. And like I said, we'll come back to it after the 2nd. They say that it'll arrive on the 2nd, so there we go. Now I can install those and then she's good to go. We got it all thrown back together. Like I was saying, the quality of these is gonna depend on like which ones you buy. If you guys want me to install these, or like if you guys want to bring me the bulbs, I can do these as well. Just sucks that the quality on these isn't the greatest. Yeah, they were a little expensive, but they're still just a Chinese thing. I'm gonna get this one adjusted. I'll have Liam over here. I'm gonna get this side adjusted real quick. That way we gotta go do a fuel delivery here in a little bit. So it is all temporarily wired up. You guys will see it's all temporary for now. Like I said, we'll come back to this as soon as the new stuff comes in, and I also need to grab the heater so that I can, you know, do all that. Oh, that sucks. Might have to add some bigger power wires. So it can definitely be a little louder. I think what we're gonna end up doing is finishing off the wiring on that probably when all the new stuff comes in. Oh, we have an air horn. Here, let's do it right here. Yeah, so I'm gonna upgrade some power wires on that and see if we can't get it to hit a little harder. And we'll go from there. But that's the air horn. I'll show it to you when we get out, I guess. Had to get gas in the mom wagon. And then I see that, and I'm just like, oh, I can't wait till next month I'm buying one. I cannot wait. Just waiting on the wheel spacers. And then this thing will look like this. Her truck, my truck. Now we need to get matching plates. And we get these grippy meats on it. I'm just waiting on the exhaust as well. Fender flares. We found fender flares, so we'll be able to chop this out. Just so here you can see reverse lights. Can't see them out the other side, but that's just because it's of the tint and the fact that there's no wall back there. But we do have working reverse lights. Just waiting on Josh. See if he likes my horn. There he is. See what he says. It's not as loud as you think. It's not the great. It is only a $50 horn. So I gotta redo one line and put a bigger power wire in.